Welcome back everyone. Today we'll recap a 2018 Indonesian supernatural horror film named Danur 2. Before we start, it is a request to please like and comment on the video as it will help us to grow our reach. At the beginning of the movie, we see a man named Ahmed being interviewed. He tells that his age is 63 years. He met a woman for the first time in the pavilion in the backyard. She was beautiful with long wavy hair, and she always smelled like a tuberose flower whenever she showed herself to him. She always played the same song on the piano and then he sings that tune. Risa narrates that this is a true story experienced by her uncle Ahmed, his love story with her. Now we see Riri, who is sleeping under that ficus tree. She wakes up from sleep and she is quite surprised to see how she came here. She starts running away in fear and stops after going a short distance. But then a very strong wind starts blowing and she sees that she is still standing near that tree. Just then Issa starts singing that Sundanese song and appears in front of her, and Risa wakes up from her sleep. Just then Riri knocks on the door and says that they are getting late to go to Ahmed uncle's house. Next, we see Risa and Riri at their Aunt Tina's house, who lives along with her husband Ahmed and son Anki. They all have lunch together, and then when Risa and Riri are leaving, Anki asks them to visit Grandma's grave tomorrow with them. Risa then takes Riri to her ballet rehearsals, and during the rehearsal, she starts clicking her pictures. After taking some pictures, Risa notices that some smoke is visible around Riri in those pictures. Then she sees a woman sitting next to her, which she finds a bit strange, so she quietly gets up from there and sits in another row. She sees that the woman is no longer there, but then she appears on the other side of her and Risa screams in fear. Now in the night, Riri gets very angry with Risa and says that she was so embarrassed because of her. She tells her that she doesn't want her to come on the day of the show. Now when Risa comes to her room, the door of her room opens on its own. She sees that there is a note lying there, but there is no one outside. She checks the note, which reads, "Forgive us, Risa." Here Tina wakes up early in the morning and sees that Ahmed is not in bed. She gets up and looks out the window and sees that Ahmed is sitting at the pavilion. Now later, when Risa is coming out finishing her class, she sees Ahmed and there is a woman with him in the car. She then goes to visit Grandma's grave with Riri, where Risa asks Tina about Uncle Ahmed. Anki calls him but he doesn't answer. Then after some time Ahmed comes there and says that he had gone to work. Risa says that she saw him with someone, to whom he says that he was alone. They then all start praying for Grandma and then click a picture to send it to Ellie. Now in the night, Anki shows Risa her and Riri's room. They go to the window from where they see Ahmed, and Anki tells her that the pavilion is his dad's workstation. Then they come downstairs where Tina brings some snacks for them. She tells Risa to tell her uncle through the telecom to come here. Risa calls him, but a woman picks up the call and then Ahmed also comes there. Risa is very surprised to see this, and Ahmed goes to his room saying that he has already eaten. Now later Riri shows Risa an app on her phone that estimates the age of the people in the photo. But in that app, it's showing some 113 years old. Risa tells her that there must be some error in her app. Here Anki is in his room at night when the door of his room opens on its own. He ignores it, but then a shadow passes by, and Anki comes out to check. When he is coming down the stairs, we see a woman there, but he does not see anyone. On the other hand, Tina is reciting prayers in her room when we see a woman sitting in front of her in the mirror who is copying her. Then the woman stands up and leaves from there. Here Anki is in the kitchen when he hears the sound of a piano playing. He goes there to check and finds no one there, so he lowers the fall board. Now when he starts leaving from there, we see the woman sitting there and she starts playing the piano. Now hearing this, he gets very scared and suddenly Tina comes there. She asks him where his father is, to which he says maybe in the pavilion. Now after this he is in the washroom when he cleans the mirror and suddenly the woman haunts him there. The next morning, Risa sees that there are toys scattered on the floor. Now she is picking up toys when she hears the same song and sees two children who tell their names as Hendrik and Hans, and they are Peter's friends. They ask her if they can be her friends. Just then Riri comes there and tells her that Anki is calling her. He asks her to spend the night at his house tonight and he will tell her everything. Then Tina comes there and sees that he is upset. Anki asks her what dad doing there, and they see that he is making a bouquet of tuberose. He tells her that if you can smell flowers scent in your house, then your house is haunted by a ghost woman, and only then does a painting hanging on the wall fall and break. Here Riri is looking for Risa when she hears her talking to someone. Riri comes to the room and says that they are getting late. Now when Risa starts leaving, Jansen, William, and Peter stop her from going there. Now in the night, 𝐀𝐄𝐒 tells her that last night he heard the piano play by itself and saw a scary woman in the mirror in the bathroom. She says that every house has its ghosts, but she has not seen one in this house. He then tells her that his dad is acting weird. He put tuberose flowers on every corner of the house. Here Riri is playing alone when her ball gets thrown to one side. Now she starts looking for her ball when we see the same woman behind her. Riri tries to get the ball out from under the chair when the woman grabs her hand. Now all of them are waiting for Ahmed at the dinner table when Risa says the flowers smell stronger at night. Tina tells her that tuberose blooms at night, which is why they are smelling stronger. Risa tells 𝐀𝐄𝐒 that this is not the smell of flowers, and only then does Ahmed come there and Risa notices he is acting weird. Later Risa comes to her room and closes the curtain, but it opens on its own. She gets a little scared of this and closes the curtain again. But then she sees someone behind it. Now as she was about to check it, Riri comes there. And now there is no one behind the curtain. Riri asks her if she is sensing something strange in this house, and tells her that something grabbed her hand. Risa asks her to pray, and only then she sees Ahmed and that woman outside that pavilion. Now at night, Risa wakes up at the sound of the door. When she goes there to check, that woman haunts her, but it was just a nightmare. She sees that the door is really making a sound, so she goes outside to check. She comes to the pavilion where she finds Ahmed sleeping. She tries to take his diary from his hand, but he wakes up and it was also her nightmare. She again comes out of her room and goes to the pavilion, and this time she manages to get his diary. Now she starts going towards her room with that diary when she hears the sound of the piano playing. When Risa goes there, she sees that woman there and she asks her who she is. The woman starts laughing out loud and suddenly comes in front of her, fearing that she comes into her room. Now she opens the book on which the name Elizabeth is written, and only then does she hear a scream. She runs to Tina's room where she is very scared. Next, we see them in the hospital where the doctor tells them that her health is normal and there is nothing wrong with her physical condition. Now both of them are going for morning prayer when they see Ahmed sitting there. He also asks him to do morning prayer, but he does not answer, so 𝐀𝐄𝐒 holds his hand and takes him with him. Now they start praying in the praying room, and after some time 𝐀𝐄𝐒 sees that his father has disappeared from there. He goes to Risa and asks her about Ahmed, but she also did not see him going out. Now they start looking for him when Risa gets a call from Ellie, so she stops there to talk. Now she finishes the call and starts leaving from there. But then she hears a woman singing a song. She follows the voice to a room where she meets a corpse purifier who additionally has the ability to engage with ghosts. Risa asks her if is it possible if she can't see them even if she smells Danur. That lady tells her that they can choose if they want to be seen or not. Then suddenly the spirit of that dead body haunts her. Now that lady tells her about Maddah, means she should focus on their presence. Now the next day Risa tells 𝐀𝐄𝐒 that she went to the pavilion last night and found this diary. She begins to read the diary in which Ahmed has written about a woman named Elizabeth and that he is falling in love with her. Next Thursday is her birthday, and the day after her birthday he will go with her forever. In that diary, they also find a photo behind which something is written in the Dutch language. And that photo was taken on Elizabeth's 23rd birthday. She immediately picks up Riri's phone and shows him the app shows an age estimation of 113 years old next to Ahmed, which means Elizabeth was born in 1905. Now she remembers that day she saw Elizabeth with Ahmed and felt that he was cheating on Tina. But she was wrong. 𝐀𝐄𝐒 asks her if his dad is willing to die for Elizabeth, to which she says that she should ask her friends. Now she tries to summon her friends by playing the piano, and it gets dark. Then the lights turn on and now Risa starts singing in a different voice, and then she starts laughing very scary. Seeing this, 𝐀𝐄𝐒 calls her by the name of Elizabeth and she turns toward him and screams loudly. 𝐀𝐄𝐒 asks her what she wants from his family, to which she says that his father will die as he is going with her. She tells him that his father looks like her beloved brother. 𝐀𝐄𝐒 shows her the photo, which makes her cry out loud. She tells him that his name was Dimas, and he was murdered. Then she suddenly pounces on him to snatch the photo. But he tries to bring Risa to her senses by controlling her, and Risa asks her to leave from there. Then the spirit starts twisting Risa's body badly and suddenly she comes out of her body. Just then Riri also comes there and Risa asks 𝐀𝐄𝐒 to stay there and take care of Riri and Tina. Then she starts going to help Ahmed and her friends try to stop her on the way, but Risa does not listen to them. Just then she sees a ghost standing in front of the pavilion who says that he is going to die tonight. But Risa still goes inside the pavilion where she sees Ahmed sitting in front. Then we see Elizabeth coming out from behind him, and in a flashback, we see that Elizabeth was always with him but was not visible to her, and then the door shuts. Now Ahmed starts moving towards her and grabs her throat and lifts her in the air. Elizabeth watches all this from behind, but then something happens to Ahmed and he leaves Risa. Seeing this, Elizabeth gets furious and starts screaming and begins dragging Risa around the room. But then Risa stops and we see that her friends had come there to help her. Ahmed also comes out of Elizabeth's possession and Janshin tells Risa something in his ear. Risa tells Ahmed that Elizabeth's soul is trapped inside that book. He picks up that book and starts tearing its pages. He says that he is not Dima's but Ahmed and he does not love her and will never love her. And finally Elizabeth leaves there. After this, he comes home and apologizes to Tina and also apologizes to the children. Here Risa thanks her friends and starts going inside, but then she sees a girl spirit there and Peter tells her that her name is Ivana. Ivana explains that Elizabeth was her best friend. She was in love with her brother Dimas. But Elizabeth's father did not believe in their relationship and Dimas was killed by him. And Ivana cuts off her family from Elizabeth's on account of that then. Her uncle looks like Ahmed, which is why Elizabeth wanted him to go with her. Now one day they all go to the theater to see Riri's ballet performance. But after some time Risa hears the same song there and she sees a ghost there who tells her name as Confronting. And the movie ends here. Please like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon never to miss new video updates. Thanks for watching!